Open your ears and lube up your butthole. It's time for the What Do We Call It podcast. Now, here's your host. It's Jmann. Welcome to the What Do We Call It podcast. I'm Jmann.
And I'm number one fan, Tim.
You have a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
I have a pile of kids.
More than me.
I do. Do you think that it's important for kids to have things that are just their own, or is it easier just to have a community hog pile of shit and a free-for-all all the fucking time?
Well, we kind of tried the pile of shit free-for-all thing. It didn't work. It caused a lot of arguments.
Oh, go figure.
When they were very young. So I honestly feel it's important for each child to have their own items, teach them to properly take care of them, put them away when they're not using them. I mean, you're still going to get the, well, I want to play with this, she left it out. You're going to get that still, but I feel it's better for them to have their own things, you know, something that they know they can control, even if it's just a Hot Wheel.
Yeah. Here's where this all comes into play. Because of the number of older kids I have, we have a number of bikes, none of which I've paid for. Half were from you, half were from my neighbor that moved away. They all have their own bike, which is important, to me at least, that they have something that's theirs that they're responsible for. Now, the Juice and Chi-Chi have the same bike, but different colored pedals because I've made that a thing. And then my stepdaughter rides that light blue thing that you recently gave us that was your daughter's bike because she outgrew it. Mm-hmm. So they all have their own bikes. They all have their seat at the appropriate height that they want it for their comfort so they don't fall over.
It's important when riding a bike, yeah.
But who is constantly fucking riding other people's bikes and cars and shit? My stepdaughter. And I tell her, that's so-and-so's bike. Nuh-uh, they're everybody's bike. And then comes my wife, and she's like, all those bikes were given to the family. Those are the family's bikes. As my two are saying, no, that's my bike.
When I gave you those bicycles, I think it was two of them, they were for specific children.
Right.
Because you said, I need a bike for so-and-so. And I was like, well, I have a bike that might fit so-and-so.
Well, and then my wife is like, I don't get this. This fighting is stupid. They're all riding the same size bike. Just ride whatever. I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way.
No.
She's like, why not? Like, it's just like the 6-piece set of IKEA bowls and cups. And there's one of each color set. We have pink, purple, blue, green, yellow, and orange. One color is assigned to every child so that they have their own and they can reuse it multiple times without having to run the dishwasher 6 fucking times a week because there's 7 of us living here. And also, they're responsible for washing out their own dishes, which is I'm teaching them a sense of responsibility. But then my wife goes to give food to our 3-year-old, and she starts crying. She's like, I don't want that bowl. That's not my bowl. I want the yellow bowl as mine. She's like, just use the blue bowl. And she's having an argument with a 3-year-old, and then simultaneously getting pissed off at me. She's like, I don't get why you ever did that. It's just stupid. Just use whatever bowl.
Okay, when you first explained to me earlier what we were going to record tonight, I thought it was you that had the bike thing and the
Oh, you thought that
thing.
I was like, fuck it, ride whatever?
I thought you were fuck it, ride whatever, but you have to use these specific dishes. Well, actually, that is you, but I didn't know it was
very
her.
particular because I want to avoid as much fighting as humanly possible. And I've got 3 out of 4 that can communicate their feelings and let me know this is mine. And then I've got this 4th one that apparently thinks she's the fucking kid from Where the Wild Things Are who can do whatever she wants and growl at people and start shit like, I'm using this one. No, use your own. Why? If I go out of the store into the parking lot and I need to drive home, I don't just go, well, this fucking car is closer to the door. I'm getting into this one.
It'd be great if you could do that.
I mean, that sort of sense of communal property is great for those really retarded-looking green electric scooters that are everywhere that are powered by cell phones and credit cards.
That never seem to get put away.
No, they're just fucking laying everywhere.
Yeah. I saw one in fucking Roseville. Aren't they supposed to be in Minneapolis?
I don't know. They had people just take them in their trucks and drop them off places, and I don't even know if they have them out this way. They just fucking end
No,
up
they don't.
this way.
I've never seen them anywhere outside of Minneapolis.
So my main takeaway, and why I find this to be so humorous, is my wife is always saying, you're making it so they have more arguments than they need to. And I'm arguing back, no, I set the standard so there's nothing to argue about. And if everybody falls in line uniformly and has their cup and their bowl and they're responsible for it and they only eat out of their color, nobody has to fight. It's not that I've set a standard that's unattainable. It's that my goddamn stepdaughter doesn't want to play ball because she's preteen hormonal, wants to get her fucking way all the time. And I swear to God, she's like addicted to arguing.
That sounds like drama. You know, she's kind of, not so much the arguing part, but she wants her way.
Yeah, power struggle.
A little bit, yeah. Like, we'll tell her to do something, and she just won't do it. Not when we want her to do it.
Yeah.
This morning, Christ, we were going to do the drive-through, the Renfest thing.
Uh-huh.
And I told her, I got her up at 7:30.
Ouch.
I went in her room, got the most annoying alarm sound I could off his edge.
Oh, you bastard.
And blasted it a foot from her head.
You dick!
And when she didn't move, I hit play again. And play on the fourth one. She finally like, stop it! I was
Because
like,
she was going to try to ignore you, hoping
Yep.
you'd go away.
I told her, I told you we're leaving today at a particular time. You need to get up and shower before we go, because you stink.
Still fighting that battle with her, are you?
Oh, yeah. Still.
I don't know what it is.
She didn't shower 4 days straight. I could smell her clear across the room.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's
and Mom's
gross.
not helping very much. Even though Mom's home every day, she wakes up late for school. It's like, I just told her to go log in because she had to log in. It's like, get her ass out of bed so she showers before school. I told all 3 of the older children, you are to get up, shower, dress, eat, log into school.
Yeah.
That is the fucking order you're supposed to do it in.
But then your wife doesn't have the energy or the will to want to be the bad guy that early in the morning because she's not a morning person.
Not really, but I don't give a shit. I told her this is what they're supposed to be doing. You're actually home to enforce it, so you need to make sure they're doing it. When I come home, if they didn't do it, I will handle the punishments.
What about having them shower at night?
We've tried that in the past. It doesn't work too well. It got too late. Oh, I'm tired. Can I just do it in the morning? Next morning. And this is what fucking drama did. Fine, you can shower in the morning. Get the morning. I didn't wake up in time. Can I shower tonight? Do you want me to punch you in the fucking face? Because I'm about to.
Seems a little extreme. I would have gone with a kick in the pants.
No, I don't want to kick. It's easier to punch.
Yeah, but I feel like in a court of law, if questioned about possible child abuse, you can get away with, I gave her a kick in the ass because she wasn't listening, versus I punched her in the face because she's got a smart mouth.
I'm not going to hit
Your
her.
Honor, where are you going? I don't, what?
I'm not going to hit her. God damn, the temptation is there sometimes, I swear to God.
Well, my stepdaughter was pulling the same shit the other night where we wanted her to shower, and it took 25 minutes to get her in there, and there was a lot of screaming and crying and fighting. And she's like, I don't need to. I don't want to. Why do you make me? I'm like, because you fucking stink. You need to wash your ass every other day. And here's my wife telling her, all right, do it. And then she cornered her in the fucking bathroom. And then it was, well, then leave me to do it. Well, then she didn't start the water for like 7 minutes. And then my wife goes in there and opens the door because she was just sitting in there pouting on the toilet, fully clothed, not pooping or anything, with the door closed, no water running. And then she turned the water on and closed the door. And then I opened the door and she's not in the shower. I'm like, shut that fucking water off. You're not paying for that shit. Wastes like 3 minutes of water. So that's a couple gallons of water.
Is this water around here expensive?
Dude, you're not wasting a minute of fucking water around here with me. No, budget's too tight, too many people. So then eventually the door's open and she's like, just leave. You don't need to stand there. She's like, no, I can't trust you to leave the door open. And then it was, I'm not getting the shower till you go away. And then my wife is screaming, which I think the whole process is retarded. I looked at her, I'm like, fucking pull her shirt off. Throw her in the goddamn drink.
Trip her ass into the tub like in People Under the Stairs.
No, this is a shower with a glass door, so there's a little bit. You'd really have to fucking shove her in.
Oh, it's in your bathroom.
Then yes,
Okay.
And once again, with my daughters, I tell them we're gonna take a bath. Get in there. Now sometimes they argue that they're getting too old to be in the tub at the same time. I'm like, fine,
I could argue that. Yeah, they're getting old.
get in, wash, get out, because we got shit to do. But I can tell them this is how we're doing it. I give them an order of operations, they do it. And then when my wife is gone and I have to make my stepdaughter do shit, sometimes she oddly just listens.
Yeah, because Mom's not there to back her up.
Well, no, because she butts heads with my wife, too. There's no rhyme or reason to why she fights about shit. It's inconsistent.
She feels she'll get away with it more if mom is there.
I don't even try to parent that child anymore because she doesn't listen to me, and then I get screamed at for going too far by taking things away.
That's my favorite thing to do because you can't smack them.
Well, I don't believe in this bullshit of, if you do your homework early enough tonight and then you take a shower, we'll go get ice cream. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's what my wife does.
No, you know what you're doing? You're creating a sociopath. They know that if they do just enough to scrape by, they'll get a fucking reward. And then sometimes they throw so much of a shit fit, you give them a reward just because you want them to stop fucking crying. What the fuck? So this is just like unnecessary fighting, and how that relates to the main topic in the beginning is my wife said to me, again, I'll bring this up, I don't know why you ever started that. It just makes more fights. No, it doesn't, because 3 out of the 4 of them are okay with using their specific colored cup and bowl or riding their specific bicycle. I don't have to fight with those 3. I only have to fight with the 1. So what you're really doing is you are taking all of this and internalizing it because you think I'm singling out the one kid, which I'm not. She's just the one that argues the most. And then she's deflecting it back at me because she's butthurt thinking that I'm picking on her. I didn't start the fight. The kids started the fucking fight. And ironically, you're like, they don't need to have their own stuff. It just starts too many fights. No, following the standard avoids the fights. And then when you bitch at me about my standard starting fights, you're starting a fight. What the fuck? Do you not fucking see this self-fulfilling prophecy right in front of your fucking face?
The only reason I agree with her slightly on the dishes is it's just, that to me is a communal thing in a household.
But we don't use washable porcelain plates most of the time. Their cereal is in their IKEA bowl. Their dinner, because we portion them, because we have to force them to eat multiple food groups, is in their own bowl. Unless we're having pizza, and then we use the washable plates. Or if it's something with a sauce, we use the washable plates, because everybody knows that if you use Tupperware enough times, it takes on the color of the food you eat out of it.
Yeah, you gotta scrub it pretty good and rinse it right away.
Yeah, so that's why you use fucking glass. But that's another stupid fucking argument. Is it's like, hey, smartass, I don't want to spend 10 minutes in fucking dry skin season here scrubbing spaghetti sauce out of your plastic bowl. So fucking use a glass or porcelain one and then wash it out yourself. I did. And then you look, and there's a fucking cake of like half petrified nacho cheese. And she just thinks she can leave that shit. And then I soak it in the goddamn sink. My wife's like, why do you not do the dishes? You just filled it up with water. I'm like, yes, I have to soak the shit because the fucking kid just leaves the food on the goddamn plate. And I don't have a blowtorch or a chisel to get it off. So I have to soften it with warm water.
I find that a lot. The kids aren't very good at my house at rinsing milk out of cups and bowls. So it leaves that ring of solidified milk at the bottom.
Yeah.
And it's like, when I see that, it's like, okay, none of the kids are around. I'll pour a little bit of water and leave it at the bottom of the sink. Because I don't do the dishes. I make the kids do the dishes.
So let's just rapid fire through some standards here.
Okay.
If you go to a restaurant, you get a plate. That's not your plate.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say that you're at home. Do you have a specific coffee mug? A specific water tumbler? Do you have a specific anything that's just yours? I have my Minnesota Wild Cup or I have the Turtle Cup. You have to have something. There's no way you have not a single item in that kitchen that isn't just for you.
One could argue the dark blue, I think 12-ounce cup that says Labatt Blue on it is technically mine, but only because I stole it from the wife. And when people come over, I just grab whatever glass and fill it. So it's not like, oh, no, that's my glass. I guess the only thing that's really, truly mine is the glass that I got hand-blown.
Giggity.
From a glass blower.
Giggity.
Up north of here. And that is seldom ever brought out of the cupboard.
But if you were to see one of the kids using it, you'd be like, oh, what the fuck are you doing? That's mine.
Totally would. But because it was $85 for that cup.
Holy Jesus Christ. That's a whole nother conversation. The boys, I'm guessing that they wear similar size clothing.
No.
Not at all?
No. Pubert's tall and skinny, and Bubba is a little bit shorter and a little bit more pudgy.
Okay,
Granted, he's currently going into puberty, I've noticed, so we'll see what happens. But I don't predict him being as tall as his brother.
Okay, so like hypothetically, if they were the same size and you just bought 2 bags of underwear, are you going to write one of their initials in the underwear? Or are you going to buy them different styles so that you know?
Different styles. I already do that.
And you're not just going to buy 2 bags that are identical and hope that, they don't give each other some sort of penis disease, swapping undies coming in and out of the wash,
I
right?
don't do that with the boys because the wife does that with the girls because they wear roughly the same size underwear.
They what?
Although that's unbelievable. Yeah. Well, maybe not anymore, but they were for a while. And it was kind of a communal thing with the girls, socks and underwear. And I was just like, that is wrong on so many goddamn levels. That is the most personal thing you could have is your underwear.
Right.
I would not share my underwear with my brother. My brother always had like colored whitey tighties.
Uh-huh.
I always had white ones. Well, when I got into middle school and my grandma gave me a Bubba Gump shrimp gift set thing. It had a Bubba Gump shrimp t-shirt. It had a pair of boxers. It had a towel or something like that. Like a face towel. Just some little gag gift that you get from wherever. I put those boxers on. And it was like boxers from now on. I don't like tighty whities anymore.
I'd just like to point out that you just called a washcloth a face towel. I
It
heard
was the
that shit from
medium-sized
some.
one.
I heard that shit from some inmates at the jail. They're like, I didn't get a face towel in my bag of stuff. I'm like, you didn't get a towel? They're like, no, I got a towel. I didn't get a face towel. I'm like, we don't have face towels. Are you talking about a fucking washcloth? It's called a washcloth.
Well, it wasn't the little one. It was the medium
Well, yeah,
size.
it's a little towel for washing my face. I'm like, no, that's called a washcloth. It's a cloth that you wash with. It's not called a fucking face towel. You're not drying off with it. You're washing with it, which is why it's called a washcloth, you degenerate fuck. And that's maybe not something I should have split hairs with, but I heard that term a number of times and finally went, enough of this shit. This is anarchy. I'm not dealing with this.
I think you're being a little anal retentive on that.
So I have 2 girls that, my kids wear roughly the same size underwears, but I don't have them wear each other's underwears unless I'm sending them back to the beast. And then they both wear old underwear. Either way.
So how do you do that? Does like one get white underwear and the other one gets colored underwear or what?
No, one has trolls and the other has Shopkins. Or LOL surprise doll.
I suppose girls have that kind of underwear all through their life. You can get the cartoony one. I don't think they do that for boys after a certain age.
But the boy, right? The boy's going to have his own colored bowl and cup. And guess what? I'm going to say, that's yours. And if he goes, I want that color, I go, tough shit, dude. It's already claimed. Imagine going to your high school reunion and you run into your old sweetheart and she's got some dude. You're like, oh, God, look at how good you look. I wish we could be together. And her husband's like, no, dude, we're married. She doesn't fuck you because she's mine. This is mine. You can't be like, well, you should take turns and then wait for a teacher to come over and explain to him that it's nice to share. And then you get to have sex with his wife in one of the bathroom stalls.
Okay, so I agree with you on the bicycle thing and the underwear thing and all that. I'm just completely not with you on the kitchenware stuff.
Yeah, but you're not factoring in that they have their own colored shit.
We had Minion cups that had the children's names on them.
Yeah.
And there was never any fighting over them. Granted, there was a plethora of other cups in that cupboard they could grab and use.
But they had theirs that had their name.
They had theirs that had their name, and even when they saw me drinking out of one, they never said anything.
Well, yeah, you're the adult. They're not going to yell at you for it. But if they see each other using each other's shit, they're damn sure going to fight.
I don't think I ever heard them yell at another, "You're using my cup!" I don't think I've ever heard that.
Well, lucky fucking you, because I got to say, around here, there's a lot of pissing and moaning if somebody uses somebody else's stuff, but then again, it all circles back to the stepdaughters. So, like I said, everybody's got their color. That's the bowl you use.
They only have one of each? You don't have, you didn't, buy 4 of the variety packs, so it's like, you got 3 bowls, you got 3 bowls,
No, that's fucking stupid. Why would I do that? I don't have a goddamn kitchen the size of a gymnasium.
A standard thing is 12 plates, 12 bowls, 12... For a standard family.
I'm not talking about kitchenware. I'm talking about bowls from IKEA that come in a 6-pack of rainbow colored, and they're this big in plastic.
I went to IKEA.
And they're an impulse buy at the fucking registers.
I went to IKEA 14 years ago.
Well, I don't think you need to have gone there frequently to understand the concept of that I explained in the beginning, that they each have their bowl, and it's a color, and they have their assigned color.
I don't know why you did that. Just buy a 12-pack of the same bowl. Good to go.
Yeah, obviously, if we were talking about actual dinnerware sets, which is what you're talking about, is you buy a box and it has multiples of everything. That's not why we did this. It was right there at the register. They're like, oh, those are cool. And then they all start fucking claiming one. So I signed one to each so they wouldn't fight anymore. And then I guess we thought in a roundabout way that having their own would make each of them feel special. But just like everything else around here, it somehow finds a way to come back and bite me in the ass. Interact with the show on Twitter at What Do We Call It. That is at What Do We Call It. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/What Do We Call It podcast show. For the What Do We Call It podcast, I'm Jmann.
And I'm number one fan Tim.
And that's the end.